What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Aldious. Yes, indeed. Aldious Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zachary Loomis, and this is actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of April for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Zach. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Zachary wanted to see me react to this. It is Aldious with a tune called Suicide. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold everything, I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Heavy Metal is the Law, okay? And the video has 16 views. Not gonna get you there, sorry. Look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video's fine, I'm sure everything's just fine. I'm just saying, 16 views, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will not be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Zach specifically asked me to keep the link private, so that's what I'm gonna do. So unfortunately, guys, it won't be down there for you. Sorry. And yeah, other than that, let's get started here. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Aldious, Suicide, live in 2013. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I like the staggered entrances, that's nice. Arcade cabinets, love those. I'm going to say something that I cannot believe I'm going to say, but I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to say it yet because the jury is still out. We still got 2.5 minutes to go. But as it stands right now, I really want to say something, but I'm not going to yet. But I'm going to blow some people's mind. If everything keeps going the way it's going, I'm going to blow some people's minds. The play with feel between straight time and halftime, I love it. I love it. I love everything that they've done. They have switched up exactly at the key points where they need to. Me personally, I wouldn't change a thing as far as where they're switching up, when they switch up, how often they switch up. Nope, leave it alone because everything is impactful. It's right where it needs to be to get the maximum effectiveness. So I got no problem with that. I loved the staggered entrance. Bass starts it off. Drums follow along. Guitar 1 follows. Oh, actually, that would be guitar 2, wouldn't it? Guitar 2 enters. Guitar 1 enters. Vocals enter. I like that staggered entrance approach. I love the layouts. Dun, 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 dun. Layout. Let the vocals go. Dun, 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 dun. And then lay out and let the vocals lead. I love that, man. I think that's really, really well done. I think that's very smart. Really gives the vocals a chance to show off. So I'm going to hold my tongue on the other item I want to talk about. Believe me, it's not easy. I really want to talk about it, but I'm not going to yet. Let's see if I still feel the same way by the time we get to the end of the song. Let's keep going here. Got stage interaction back there. Nice. Pointing to the crowd. I like that. I love her. Guitar player on the right. Stage right. I love her. She knows how to be a showman. Everybody's smart at the same time. Great blocking. Halftime feel to end this out. Nice. Nice. Oh boy. I'm in a bit of a quandary. Okay, not giving anything away yet, but I will say this. The thing I wanted to say, my opinion on that subject did not change. I still feel the exact same way. I'm going to save it for the review. I'm telling you, stick around. It's going to blow some people's minds when I say what I'm going to say. Because it's blowing my mind thinking about it right now. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Aldious with Suicide. This was a request from Zachary Loomis. And this was actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of April for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Zach. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Let's just get to the score. Let's get to the score, and then I'll explain everything. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, this is not the thing that's going to blow people's minds, but it may shock a few people. To the best of my knowledge, the best of my recollection, I think this is my new favorite song by them. I think so. I'm not 100. I'm going to have to go back and listen to all of their songs before I really settle on that, but there's a very strong possibility that this might be my new favorite song by them. I loved this song. I did. I loved everything about it. There's not one thing I would want to change. There's not one thing I would want to enhance. And there's one thing in particular that I kid you not. I'm going to save it for the end, but I promise. I know everybody's like, what is it?
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
I promise. It's worth waiting for. I promise you. I'm going to save it for the very end. There was not one single thing I would want to enhance or change or switch. No. Great song. Start to finish. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Starting off with that staggered entrance. Bass. Drums. Guitar 2. Guitar 1. Vocals. And when the vocals came in, we had that rhythmic layout, not just for one measure or half a measure, laid out for that, 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2. So it was literally 3 beats plus 4 beats, literally 7 beats. So 1 3/4 measures they would lay out and let the vocalist take, except the drummer. Drummer had to keep going to keep the feel going, but guitars and bass laid out after that rhythmic pattern, all in sync with that syncopated rhythmic attack. Loved it. Very clean too in a live setting. There was that, and then when we did kick in from the halftime feel into the straight time feel for the chorus, very smoothly done. A lot of switching between straight time and halftime, and always at appropriate times, and never letting one dominate over the other. It was very equally shared. And on top of that all, not switching too often. Switching in places where it was needed to set up the next part and let it run. And then when it was time to go back to halftime, we did. And when it was time to go back to the straight time, we did. Very well executed. Very well thought out. I gotta say, that was a nice touch. Musically, as far as everybody goes, everybody did a fine job. Everybody did a great job. Bass did a great job. Drums did a great job. Guitars both did a great job, especially with their solos. I'm starting to see a pattern when it comes to Aldious. They always do their guitar. From what I remember and what I can recall from what I've seen from them, Guitar 2 starts, then they harmonize, and then Guitar 1 finishes. Kind of like Love Bites. They have a very similar thing where now here's the thing with Love Bites. Sometimes Miyako starts, and then Midori does the next one, but they always do one and then the other, and then they come together and end it with the dual harmonizing guitars. Aldious does something similar, but they switch around the pattern. It's always, it seems to me, I could be wrong about this, guitar 2 over on stage left, she always starts, and then they dual harmonize, and then guitar 1 over on stage right ends it. And that's the pattern I've seen as far as I can recall. Now, I may be wrong about that, but from what I've seen and from what I remember seeing, that's the pattern. And is there anything wrong with that? Nope. Nothing wrong with that at all. There is a certain level of comfort that comes with predictability, and when you listen to a song by these ladies, and you see a guitar player over on stage left, guitar player 2, you see her start, you know what's coming. You know what's coming, and you expect it. You know what I mean? So when it happens, it makes you feel good because you were expecting it. You were like, I know what's gonna happen here. I know it's gonna happen, and then it does. And it gives you, I know it's a false sense of justification. I know it's false because they're gonna do it. You know, there's no guesswork involved. Not really. But because you did sit there and you went, I bet I know what's gonna happen, and then it happens, it gives you that I guess a false sense of, not justification, validation, that's the word. It gives you this false sense of validation, but it still feels good, right? It does. I know it's not like you did anything incredible to deserve that feeling because look, it's a pattern. They're gonna do it every time, but it still feels good. Everybody did a fine job across the board. Now, the thing. I've always enjoyed the vocalist. I've always enjoyed her work. I don't think that, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that she's the most amazing vocalist I've ever heard. I'm not going to say that, okay? But I've always appreciated her vocal work. I've always liked what she's done. I haven't heard a single song where everything that she sings doesn't sound, at the very bare minimum, it sounds good, okay? Sometimes it sounds better than good, but sometimes it sounds really good. I cannot believe I'm going to say this because her vocals, don't get me wrong, like I said, I think she's always done a fine job, but this song, I can't explain it. And the thing is, it wasn't like what she was singing was all that difficult. I've heard her sing far more difficult things than this. Her vocals sold this song on me. I cannot believe I am saying these words. And this is why I held off. I wanted to say that when I paused. I wanted to say her vocals are selling this song on me. But I didn't want to jump the gun because we still had like another 2.5 minutes to go. So I held off and I held off and I held off until the very end. And I was like, oh my God, she did it. Her vocals sold me when it comes to this song. I'm not taking anything away from anybody else. Bass player, guitar players, drummer, they all did a fine job, okay? They did. And the thing is, I can't even explain it. I can't explain why her vocals sold. It has to do with her approach. She wasn't belting it, despite the fact that everybody else, like, if she had belted the song, would it have fit? Like, if she had come out and, you know, supporting, projecting, and powerfully singing, would it have fit the song? Absolutely, because you listen to what the guitars and the bass and the drums were doing, and it would have fit. It would have fit. But because she held it back reservedly for some reason, and I cannot explain why, it made the song stand out. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. She was the star of the show on this song, hands down. Her vocal approach reminded me a lot of Amy Lee. Not so much in how what she was singing, but her approach to her vocal performance with that laid back, not breathy, but soft, a very soft approach. which was so weird considering the fact of what was being played instrumentally. It was very effective, super effective. So much so that, like I said, I think this is, there's a very good possibility that this may be my new favorite song. I have to go back and listen to all the other Aldious songs. I have to. So I can listen to them all, listen to this one, and then I can say for sure if this is my new favorite. But there's a very strong possibility that this is my new favorite song. That is why I'm giving this the great score of 8.4. Not only that, but you also have to factor in the live show. Let's go down the checklist, shall we? Stage presence, check, definitely. Right from the get-go, right from the first note, bass player was up there at the front like, check me out. You know, I was like, yeah, we're watching you, girl, trust me, with that 5-string Widow. I need to find one of those. I really do. Doesn't have to have the red edging. It can be just simple black. I'd be fine with that. Anybody can help me find one of those. You don't have to buy it. I'm not asking you to buy it for me. I'm just asking you if you can help me find one. Hook me up with a link so I can pick one up. Anyway, okay, so stage presence check, stage energy check, big time. I mean, there was a lot of energy happening on that stage. In particular from guitar player 1. She was moving all over the place. Stage interaction, check. Again, thank guitar player 1 over on stage right, man. Running back, interacting with the drummer, running back, interacting with the bass player, going back to her spot. We had stage interaction, it was there. Crowd interaction, check. Again, a lot of it was thanks to her, but the lead vocalist too. Reaching out to the crowd, pouring out to the crowd. Yeah, a lot of good things happening there. Let's see what else. Showmanship, check. Yeah, it was there. It was definitely there without question. I think we all saw the same video and we saw the showmanship. Production, nah, there wasn't any. But you know what? Like I've always said, production is kind of like bonus points. Not really needed unless you are a production-based band. If you're a production-based band who relies on production for your stage show, then you better have it. You know, absolutely. These ladies don't need it, so just bonus points, don't need it. But in any case, it all adds up to that 8.4, man. It absolutely does. Dug the song, loved the performance, loved everything I saw and heard. In particular, those vocals. So that's where we're at, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap this up in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got an 8.4, which is a great scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.